Hi, I'm Anna Livermore from V.Mora, where we help your fashion dreams come to life. I've been doing this for the past 15 years, and the way that we do this, we do patterns, we do samples, we do tech packs, we manage production, we bring all the vendors to the table that you're going to need to be successful. And in today's live, I'm going to talk more in detail about what exactly we do and if you want to do a call with me or one of my team members, what you should be prepared with on your end so that we can help you as much as possible and be as effective and as efficient as possible. So first, let me get into what it is we exactly do. Basically, there's two main ways that we work with clients. One is in a strategic advising format. And what that means is we have weekly calls and I'm guiding you through what you need to know. I am providing you with the vendors. I'm giving the feedback for fabrics and fit and budget and everything that you need in order to launch this clothing line successfully, alongside with an expert that's been launching hundreds of brands over the past 15 years. But in regards to implementing these steps, like writing the POs, being the point person to the factories and the vendors, that is on the client. So let's say there's you're looking for cotton spandex. I have a vendor that has the fabric that you're looking for. I'm going to do an email intro and say, hey, please meet my client. They're looking for such and such. I'll let you take it away from here. So then you have that relationship with them. You order the swatches, you order the sample fabric, you're writing the POs. I'll help you with all of that, but you're the point person when it comes to the relationship with the vendors. So that is what we called done with you. And then the second way is the production management that's done for you. So on the flip side, while you still have access to all of these vendors, you know who we're talking to, you know what we're doing, you're approving the POs, you're getting the swatches sent to you. We're doing the legwork of ordering, writing the POs, following up, doing the tracking, all the things that need to happen when sourcing the fabrics. So it's less work on the client's end to do the production management. But like I said, we're transparent with all of these vendors. You know where the fabric's coming from. You're more than welcome to come and meet the factories if they're domestic. So in that aspect, it's the same. It's just a matter of whether we're going to be doing it with you or if we're going to be doing it for you. So those are the main two ways that we work with clients. We also do a la carte services. They're not the biggest bulk of what we do. And to be honest, I don't love just doing the a la carte services because there's no follow-up. I don't know if you needed more help. There is so many things needed when launching a clothing line. I like to have kind of a view of everything that's happening, because if you come to me and you want me to source fabric and we source the fabric for you, we provide you with the vendor, you go about on your way, but it turns out that fabric doesn't fit the costing or your retail price, then what we've done for you doesn't matter because you can't use that fabric because it makes your product too expensive. But if you're just hiring us to source the fabric, we don't have that full picture of what you're looking for. But we do help. We do a la carte tech packs, patterns, samples, sourcing, things like that. If you're interested in and it mostly comes down to budget. Maybe you can't afford to work with us in a full capacity, but you really, really need help in sourcing this fabric or tech packs or whatever it may be. So that's the third way. And we work with clients all over the world. Most of our clients are domestic, but we do have clients that are international. So it doesn't matter where you're located. We will help make the decision of like where your manufacturer is going to be, if that's going to be somewhere domestic, if it's going to be offshore, based around what's convenient for you. Because ideally, if it is domestic, it's somewhere that you can visit and see. We eventually do step out of the relationship with you and the manufacturer. So you want to have, not all the time we step out. It depends on, how busy you are, how much time you can set forth to managing your production. But let's say that we do step out, we want it to be a connection that you are able to easily meet with, see, communicate with. And this is all done on a monthly retainer. So we have a month-to-month retainer based around how much work we're doing, how many styles are involved. And in the production management, you want to at least, I'd say, 6 to 9 months to have everything developed, have your manufacturing aligned, have all the steps that go into development and production take a while. And I do have another live scheduled, because if that sounds shocking to you, like, oh my gosh, that's so long. Even in the fast fashion world, it takes a certain amount of time to develop and have the manufacturing done. So it's like, it takes the time it takes. You've got to source the fabric. All of these things take time. And we'll be doing another live where it's running you through all of these steps. And when you see all of the steps that are involved, it will make more sense around like, oh, wow, now I see why it takes 6 to 9 months. So with that production management, you do want to, in order to see results, you'll have to be on that package for a number of months. Now we are month to month. So if, let's say, we're just waiting for fabric to arrive or anything like that, we can pause the retainer with some heads up. And if it makes sense, we're not needing to do any work, we're waiting on production or size check run or fabric to arrive, whatever that may be, we can do that once the development is done. In the development process, there's something that has to happen every day. We're talking to the vendors every single day on your behalf. So in the development, but once everything is developed and we're just kind of waiting for orders or waiting for things to arrive or waiting for things to be produced, it's different. So that's the production management. And then when it comes to the strategic advising, I can do as little as 1 month on the strategic advising. If we're doing just 1 month, we want to stay really, really pointed. And I want to know exactly what you want to get out of that month. I want to know exactly what deliverables you want to walk away with. The more you can give me about what your expectations are, the better I can produce and make sure that we get those over to you. If we're only doing 1 month, I want it to be the best money that you've ever spent. And I want to be able to provide everything humanly possible so that 1 month will equal the next 6, 9 months, a year of all the information that you're going to need to be able to do this on your own. Obviously, it's more work to do it on your own. It takes a little bit more time because there's a learning curve, but we can get a lot done out of a month. I also have clients that we are always on that strategic advising. There is always something to be considering. There's new seasons, there's selling, there's website development, there's social media. Like, there's always something in business that needs to be focused on. And it is helpful to have somebody there to talk to and get advice from on those items. So what you need to know before talking to us on a call. Number one, who we are, what we do. We work with sewn products. So we're not so much in the shoes category. We're not doing molds. We're not doing hats. Like, if it's a hat that's not sewn, it has a brim, anything like that is not where our expertise lies. We have done jewelry, we have done shoes, we have done molds, but it's not where our bread and butter is. So you may be better off if you can find somebody else to help you with those things. Great. If not, we can take our experience and our network and we can help you out for sure. But mainly we do sewn products. Anything that goes through the sewing machine, soft goods, we can help with. Let's see, I have my notes here. So I talked about the services that we provide. We also do the patterns, samples, tech packs, grading. We can get all of that done for you. Once it comes time for the manufacturer, we're not the factory. So we are introducing you to the factory. We are quoting out at the factory, telling you our experience of the factory, setting up your expectations. Like if cost is your first priority, it's got to be a low cost, then we're going to be working with a factory where the costs are lower, but I'm going to tell you my honest opinion around they're going to need a lot more management. You're definitely going to need us on the production management retainer throughout so that we can do quality checks every other day, every 3 days. They're going to need a lot more hand holding. We're going to need, so you get what you pay for. And with the lower costs, you need a lot more management. If you have a luxury item, there are beautiful factories where basically they'll handle everything and it'll be a dream. And, you visit and it's a beautiful showroom and they're working on fashion week items. And, so it will pair you with the right factory. That's the benefit of working with V.Mora. If you're working with a management company or a factory, you're limited to just what that factory can do. But when you're working with V.Mora, we have hundreds and hundreds of factories that we work with. We can pull in the right one for you, make that introduction, and we've already vetted this factory. We already know what to expect. We already have worked with other clients for these factories that took forever to build that network. If anyone's listening to this call and you've tried to find a factory, you know that it can be difficult and you'll be, 6 months into a project with a factory and find out they're not the right fit. That's okay. It's unfortunately normal. It's part of the learning curve, but in working with V.Mora, you don't have to worry about that because we have worked with these factories and we're not pulling things out of thin air. So we offer fabric sourcing, grading, pattern making, tech packs, sample making, all of the things for development. And then once it comes time for that manufacturing, that is paired with one of our amazing manufacturers that we've worked with for 15 years, some of them. So on the call, things that we don't offer. I want to also do that. We're not angel investors or equity investors, and we don't provide funding. What I have done is in the strategic advising, help build that business plan, help build that forecasting, that budget, the return, how much money you should be asking for, what you're going to do with that money, what the team looks like, all of that investors will want to know. And I've also sat in on those meetings with the investors for my clients, because if you're a little bit green or new to the industry, they're going to want to know that you have an advisor or you have a team that's going to help you kind of shorten that learning curve and save money, save time, get a return faster. So I do help with that. But when it comes to actually funding or partnering or investing, that's not what V.Mora does. We can help you to prepare for those people. But, in regards to bringing, even I don't have a network of people that I can present you to. That would be an outside source, or there are people out there that do what we do basically for manufacturers, but with investors. So I can recommend someone like that, but that's not what we normally do is the funding process. We'll help prepare, but we're not going to be able to fund your business or, make investments in companies. What to expect on the call. So the call is with me. People are a little bit surprised sometimes because I don't know, you see me on YouTube and whatever, but I do like to do the 20-minute calls in the beginning just to kind of get to know you, see if how we can help assess the situation and provide you the best plan forward if we're working together. I maybe with Catherine, I am or someone else on my team. I am pregnant. I will have maternity leave. So if it isn't me, then it's possible I'm having a baby. But otherwise, I like to do those calls. I am generally the one that you will see on those calls. So you will walk away. My goal is to give clarity on what steps we could take that would be helpful and what my plan would be for working with you, as well as like if you've got anything like that's really, really holding you back or you need some advice, and if it's something that I can just provide short and sweet, I would definitely like to have you walk away from these calls with having more information or being able to help where I can. So if there is like a little tidbit of information I can share that's going to make a huge difference in your company, in your finances, making sure that, I don't know, maybe you didn't know the importance of developing your size chart and I was able to share with that. I don't know, something like that. I like to try and be helpful in the calls. So after the call, you'll get an email from one of our staff. It'll have what we spoke about, the package that we were speaking about, the specific prices for your project, and anything else if you have any other questions. But it's basically everything that we talked about, but in written format. So you can go over that, and it's easier to see it all in writing. Now, if you are looking to start with us, and the onboarding process, what I ask is if you just prepare everything that you have, if you have mood boards, if you have samples you like, if you have sketches, if you have pictures of things that you like, anything that you've got in your head, if you can pull that out into some sort of shareable document, that's great. And now if you don't have any of this, we can help build it. But in general, most people that I talk to have an idea of what they want to launch. So being able to make that visual is really helpful for us. If you've started to source fabric, even if you have a manufacturer and you need help navigating that relationship, you want to have a production manager, we will work with whoever you have on board already, work seamlessly into your team. So if you're an established designer and you just need help here and there, or maybe you want me to take a look at the vendors that you do have, see if I can bring any better vendors to the table, like we're completely open to coming in, just kind of blending in where you are and figuring out where you need help next. So you'll get sent a contract and an invoice and a new client form. Once all of that is taken care of, you'll get a link. We'll set up our first call. We do kind of an analysis of where you're at, what the first steps will be. We want to hear everything of why you're launching this brand, what it looks like, what steps you have created, how we can help. And then we create a timeline from there and we jump into whatever that first step is. So once you're onboarded, you'll get an onboarding booklet, you'll get an introduction to the team. But what also is really cool and really great is we give you an access to our Google Drive where we have all the templates and all the timelines and all the definitions and everything that we've put together in template form, checklist form. You'll get access to all of that right away. So if you're a person that's like super excited, you can dive in, you can go through everything. If you're someone that gets overwhelmed and you just want us to give it to you in piecemeal as we need it, we can do that as well. But you are provided with all of our lists, vendor lists, network, templates, examples. We've got a pretty tight ship because we've been doing this for a long time. So anything that you need, I have a document, a spreadsheet, an example, list. I just hand it over. So access to all of that, as well as access to our entire vendor list and all of our network, which is huge because I know how long it takes to build that network of trusted people. And everyone that we work with is amazing. we've worked with for a long time. So that's like, I don't know, priceless in working with V.Mora, as being able to access our network of people. And then some expectations of working with our team. We work Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. And I laugh a little because if you are my strategic advising client, you'll know we're a little loose in that, but we try. But my staff works 9 to 5. The production management has weekly check-ins. So that can be a call, that can be via email, but you are talking to my team every single day. Pretty much. I don't know why you wouldn't be, but every single day there's something going on, especially when we're in the thick of production. So expect to be in contact with us a lot. For the strategic advising, we have 4 calls a month. They're 1 hour long, and then it's open communication in between. So everything, questions, emails, text messages, like I don't mind jumping on the calls with my clients in between our weekly calls if it's going to make the communication easier and faster. So basically, like, I'm here, we're in this together, let's get this done. Also, I forgot to mention, along with the strategic advising, if you're newer to the industry and you don't necessarily need the strategy because you're brand new, you're building networks, you need sourcing versus strategy, we do have what's called startup coaching. So that's for the newbies that need to learn the process, not really strategize yet. So that's the same process. We have 4 monthly calls, all emails included. And yeah, that is what you can expect from us. And some other notes around like why V.Mora is different. Number one, we've been doing this. I started this in 2008. So as far as like having the experience under our belts of launching all these different lines, dog clothes, children's wear, men's wear, smoking jackets, underwear, leggings, activewear, I can't even think of it. I always say like we've launched every sewn product under the sun, but then every once in a while I'll talk to somebody new and I'm like, we have not done that. But yeah, as far as sewn products, we've basically done it all. And we have really strong buying relationships with our vendors. So they know us. We're placing POs with them. We have negotiation power. If a lot of consultants maybe are telling you how to do things, but when it comes to where and who and what, like they don't have that direct relationship with those people. So we have the relationships with these people. We know them. We have for many, many years. So that is what makes us different, as well as the manufacturers. We've launched these products, launched hundreds of designers, worked with these factories, know these factories, see them every day because we are launching other clients. So having that really strong relationship with these vendors that we then pass on to you is very helpful. So even if you're in the garment district and you're doing things alone, saying that you're a V.Mora client, people will acknowledge who you are. They'll know that you're working with a firm that is helping educate you, because vendors and factories, it's not really what they want to do. They don't really want to educate new designers. That's not how they make their money. So that they know that they can come to us and say, hey, so-and-so stepped by and they were asking this and this, and like, it sounds like they need a little bit more guidance. Can you help them? So it is beneficial to you to be a V.Mora client because they know that we are there to help you. And yeah, I think that is a lot of what creates our differences. Oh, and then not being the manufacturer actually benefits all of our clients a lot, because we have different resources for different products, different minimums. You want to make 30, great. You want to make 1,000, great. So you're not limited to just what one factory can do. We have a bunch of different factories that we can pair you with to get that done. So there you have it in a nutshell. That is what V.Mora does. That is how we've been helping clients for over a decade. We love our jobs. We love our clients. We are excited to see you get your first sample. You've been dreaming of this for, I don't know, however long, and then having your first fitting and seeing your samples and holding your product in your hand and being able to say, like, we were a part of that. We really love doing. So if you're interested in working with us, you can always set up that 20-minute strategy session with me, unless I'm in labor. And then we also have this book if you're brand new and you're just looking for, like, what are the steps? What the heck is Anna talking about? What do I need to do? Why do I need to do it? This book is a really great place to start. You can order that on our website. I also apologize for my nails. I was like, make sure to remove your nail polish before the live. I'm here, so it's fine. But I hope you guys have a great week, and we'll see you next week at the same time for our live. Thanks for joining us.